Now, I take pleasure in inviting Shri Mehamood Khan, an expert on farmland, to present his views.
Thank you very much, Ram Prasad ji. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
I'm right now speaking from London, but what Kirti has chosen me is I have been running a sustainable farm in north of India, and it's with that qualification she thought that I might add some value here. I have a direct history of about 575 years with this farm. So I am actually the 18th generation person owning, inheriting that farm, and I have now turned it into an experimental station open to public. And for last 9 years, I have been directly involved myself because of course, before that, I have been on a professional job, and this topic of sustainability, some of you might know a company called Unilever. So I was a global leader of innovation. So I have sown the seeds there, and then moved on to do some of this work now, both in terms of my committing my own personal resources, but also sort of involving communities around that kind of place. Now, as you all know that at the moment, North and West India definitely is a stressed kind of a farm zone area. Water tables are going down dramatically. In terms of productivities, most of you know that we have had a record production in India for all items of agriculture produce. But the way it is gone at the moment, at the current speed, I do see that it is unsustainable. And why I say so, that on the one side, the produce demand will continue to increase because the population is continuing to add despite all the things. India continues to add about 15 to 20 million people every year net after the death. So the human population will continue to grow. So for that, and then the second thing is the quality of food is improving. So in the process, what is happening is that we don't have to only grow for humans, but we also have to grow for, because when you talk of quality of food means there are more and more people wanting to eat other items of food which depend on, again, an agriculture. So for example, poultry, for example, goatry, for example, livestock, all others. So the demand will continue to increase. On the supply side, there has been an issue of like water resources are under tremendous pressure. The farm I am running right now, the water table in my younger days used to be at about 10 feet, 20 feet. Now it has gone down to 300 feet. And in fact, on the farm where I am directly running this experiment, I am only dependent on groundwater because or rather you can call the bore well, because we don't have canals. It's a dry land area. So in my own sort of a way, I'm observing how are we going to sustain this? So there are various things we have instituted. For example, planting of trees. So I've been planted something like 5,000 trees. About 500 have survived. So that's another way of that. You may take initiative, but if the community is not getting involved in protecting everything, then a lot of this gets wasted. So 90% of the plant disappear. You plant and they disappear. So how do you sustain? The second part, obviously, which are the natural thing, and we as in India have advantage on that. One is the solar, and the second is wind. So solar will continue to have a good solar energy and sun. So how do we continue to harness? That is definitely an area which needs more and more tapping, and probably will add more value. And the other natural kind of things which are available to us as a human beings, how are we going to solve? So one of the experiment we are running is creating a lot of collaborative kind of effort in terms of that it is not only human beings, actually animals can be our partners. And we are running on our experiment that if you turn animals as a partner, then what they are doing is helping you to improve the quality of soil, because of which there is a lower consumption of water and there is a higher production kind of. So in the process, you can reduce the chemical use, because the chemical use is what has destroyed the Northwest India, Punjab, Haryana. If you see, the so-called Green Revolution brought in 60s and 70s has destroyed these states completely in terms of sustainability. So there is tons and tons of chemical which is through the urea and various other fertilizers and pesticide and all kind of things thrown into the land. And as a result of which we all know that it is actually doing a much bigger damage to human beings, because as some of you may know, there is a cancer express which goes from Punjab to Bikaner. The incidences on humans is so high because we are producing unsustainable food. We are producing food which is damaging human beings. So in the process, the net costs are much higher. So there are various things. It's a practical, I'm a practitioner, so it's a practical farm, and the ideas we will have is more from the field in terms of the actual data. So these are not theoretical things. So while we will continue to depend on people who will bring academic knowledge into it, but we will continue to give the practitioner's view from the farm. And that is the sort of a way I thought when Kirti approached me. I said, okay, I think it's a form where we can add value, and let us spread the message that we do need to make this world a sustainable place and make it a better place for everybody to live. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We will look forward for detailed webinars in the days ahead.